Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fight and Sight Podcast. Let's talk.
All right. Welcome, Fight and Sight fans, viewers, and listeners. We're here with a special episode, and my guest for today is Jared from @SacredBoxing. Jared, what's going on, my friend?
Not too much, man. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you, man. You're the host and owner of @SacredBoxing.
Yep, I would say, launched in 2020 and just trying to make the hardest sport easy.
Damn. And the hardest sport, for those that might contest you, it's boxing.
You're right, correct.
Of course. Dude, okay, so your page, I came across it on Instagram. It's like one of the best pages out there. There's a lot of crap out there, but if you can get to @SacredBoxing, you put out quality content, like your boxing videos, and you're always showing like mistakes that people do and then the correction.
Right, correct. Yeah, appreciate that, man.
It's good stuff, man. So just quickly before we start the show, and we're going to today on this episode, we're just simply breaking down UFC 285, the return of Jon Jones. So we're going to break down this card for this episode. But how did you get started in boxing, and how did you get started with it?
Well, I'll say it was after high school, so it was a late start. Typically, fighters get started at a younger age. But it was after high school. Just heard about it through a friend of a friend and stumbled into the gym, and I got addicted. You know, it was just that I'm about 5'8", 5'9", 150 right now. And this is post-career, so I'm still maintaining at fight weight.
Nice.
140, but just the ability to compete against a person the same size and as myself, I just got addicted to it. So it was a lot to uncover. I was in a transitional period, just graduating high school, and needed to stretch into the real world. So this helped me make sense of it all.
It's crazy, man. But your page is doing really well. Like, I really like it, the stuff you do. Can I ask, like, how long does it take you to make these videos? Because your videos are very well edited. How much time are you putting in for like these 20, 30-second vids?
I would say, well, at the start, when I just got into doing it, it would take about 20, 30 minutes. I'm trying to
get out of here. It's way longer than that, man.
Yeah, well, no. And now I can get it done in 10 minutes.
Seriously? Damn, yep, you've got it down to a science.
You're right. I just know what I want to put up there. I think of the headline, I think of the captions, and I just copy and paste all my links and stuff in there and the caption, and I just mime out the content, so it makes it easier than trying to speak and judge myself or messing up and doing all that other stuff. So yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well, congratulations, man. You do a wicked page. And again, guys, check out @SacredBoxing. I'll put the link in the show notes as well so you can get to it. That's really good content, whether you're just a fan or whether you're an actual competitor, right? There's so much to learn from your stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to talk about UFC 285. This is going to be a much shorter podcast than normal. We're just going to burn through the main card. So, of course, here is the poster. And it's Jon Jones, the return of Jon Jones, which, I mean, I would have bet the house that this was never going to happen. But, I mean, it's close. We are recording this a few weeks out. So, I mean, cross fingers. If anything happens to this card between our recording now and the actual event, I apologize. But here's our picks for it as it stands. The first fight on the card, and I've cut this out in black. I don't know. This might not be too good to see on screen. But this is Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett. They seem to be opening up the card. Bo Nickel, do you know who this guy is?
I don't. He's 3-0?
No, he's 3-0. He's the brash young kid from Dana White Contender Series. He's all his fights 3-0, all in 2022. He's a freestyle wrestling guy from Pennsylvania State, NCAA Gold. He's like a very brash guy. He thinks he's the next big thing.
I see.
Jamie Pickett is 13-8. He's 2-4 in his last 6. He's on a 2-fight skid. This guy is being fed to Bo Nickel. You know what I mean?
I see. Yeah. B-side.
Yeah. They're just giving up this kid so that Bo Nickel can get an easy win.
Right.
I think that's the case. I think if you're a betting man, there's no way you're picking Jamie Pickett.
Yeah. And Pickett, what is his discipline background?
I'm betting it's like anything but wrestling.
That'll be a good pick. That's the way to go, man.
Yeah. We've had so many fighters on this podcast that have flat out said, hey, look, the UFC, if they like you, they will make favorable matchups for you. And this kid at 3-0, 2 times on Dana White's Contender Series, with his attitude and his personality, they're setting this guy up.
Right.
So that's an easy pick. We're going Bo Nickel. The next fight I like, I feel like they just added this one again. I'm so sorry for the way it looks on screen, but it's Mateus Gamrot, 21-2, versus Jalen the Tarantula Turner. Do you know these guys?
I do not. No.
You don't know Jalen Turner?
I don't.
That guy is a beast, man. This guy, okay, so this is lightweight division. Jalen Turner is 13-5. He's long, lanky, a really good striker. He's on a 5-fight streak, all finishes. He's ranked number 10, and he's taking on Mateus Gamrot. He's 21-2, 4-1 in his last 5. He just lost to Beneil Dariush, which is no shame in that. Right. Jalen Turner, cool as hell. Mateus, one of the worst dressed, I would say, when it comes to press conferences. I don't know. His style needs to be improved, I would say. But all right, well, I'm going to pick Jalen Turner. Got it. Five fight win streak, all finishes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look him up. You say he's striking is his bread and butter.
Bread and butter striking. I mean, 5-fight streak and all finishes.
Yeah. Give me that. His name again?
Jalen Turner. Jailn Turner. Turner. Yeah. Or Jalin. Yeah. Turner. The Tarantula. Dude's got the coolest ass nickname as well, so you can't go wrong there. All right. So we're picking Jalen Turner on that one. Gamrot is good, but Turner's hungry, man, and I feel like he's going to take. He's on such a hot streak. Yeah,
hard to break that momentum when you get to a point of 5 fights in or 5 wins straight.
Yeah, in the UFC, I think if I'm not mistaken, a lot of his fights are in front of a crowd as well. Like I feel like he's been feeling the energy, feeling the buzz. So when he gets into this prime spot at UFC 285 on the John Jones card,
he's gonna shine.
I feel like this kid's gonna bust out and he's gonna do even better than before. I feel like this guy's gonna be ready for that attention, right?
Yeah. And his opponent, what is his discipline?
Mateus Gamrot?
Yeah.
I do not know. Now I know you joined the podcast very last minute, which again, thank you so much publicly. For sure. Thank you. But I still have expected you to study much more than you did, even though you only had 2 minutes notice. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's see. What is Mateus Gamrot? How would I even know what he's a Polish professional mixed martial artist, number 7 in the ranking, style wrestling.
Got it.
That's what it says here. I don't know, man. Black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, of course. I don't know. I still say Turner is just too long, lanky. He's a killer. He's a killer.
Yeah. I can't wait to see his highlights when we jump off. I'm gonna definitely invest some time into that.
I think he's probably watched a lot of SacredBoxing videos. You know what I mean? Yeah, I bet you. All right, next fight. You got to pick Jalen Turner on that. Next fight is a huge one, which I'm a little bit mad at, but it's Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Okay. Jeff Neal looking really good lately. I'm pretty sure he's a boxer. Do you know Jeff Neal?
I feel like I've heard of him before. They've seen his name spelled a little uniquely.
Yes, and he's 15-4. He's just coming off wins over Luque and Ponzinibbio. Rakhmonov, Shavkat, he's the big hyped dude, 16-0. He just beat Magny, which that's a good win, but it's not like a crazy good win. Right. Both of these guys were supposed to fight my best friend Brian Bam Bam Barberena. So I'm pissed off that Brian didn't get these 2 fights, because both of those fights would have been bangers, and that's how I like Bam Bam to fight. Right. But what do you think Jeff Neal can beat the streaking Shavkat Rakhmonov?
What weight is this?
This is welterweight. Got to be welterweight.
Welterweight. And welterweight for MMA is 160?
Oh, damn. You're like, no.
Yeah, it changes.
Yeah. Hold on. UFC 285. No, I think it's 170, I think.
170.
No.
Okay.
Hold on.
And their disciplines are?
No, welterweight. Yeah, welterweight. Welterweight, 77.1 kilos.
Okay.
155 then.
155. Okay.
Must be.
That sounds close.
Or something like that. Yeah.
So,
so what do you think? You think Jeff Neal is able to break the streak, or does Shavkat go 17-0?
That's a hard thing to do. 16, like he has so much to fight for, keeping that perfect record, which is hard to do in MMA opposed to boxing. You don't see guys stay undefeated for long.
No. And I mean, geez Louise, Jesus, does this guy have a 100% finishing rate? Hold on. This is really bad. Yeah.
So 16-0 with 16
finishes. Stops. And not only that, 8 knockouts, 8 submissions. What the frick? I didn't know that.
All right. This is another guy to look up. Give me the name one more time.
Forget this guy. Right now. This guy's fighting out of Kazakhstan. Forget that. Okay. No, this guy wins.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, I know this guy is good, but 16-0, 16 finishes, and
what's his name again?
Split Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Okay.
I mean, R8. Just look up Shavkat. Shavkat. God damn. No, forget it. Go with Shavkat. It's going to take something really special to have to beat this guy now.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, but like, because we were just saying before, like, to maintain it.
Yeah.
But god damn, you got to be pretty confident when you're finishing. His last finishes: submission, guillotine, choke, KO, spinning hook kick, submission, rear naked choke, submission, guillotine, TKO.
Oh, so he's just back and forth on
just everywhere. Triangle choke, punch to the body. Yeah, this dude's no.
History gives the answer.
Yeah. Take out a second mortgage on your house and put it on Shavkat. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
All right. Now we get into the co-main and the main event. So here's why we are here. So the first one is Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. You know these two, right?
I wish I could.
To both?
I've seen them before.
All right,
but I'm coming in green on the names and.
All right, well, but Shevchenko is Shevchenko. She's the champion for a goddamn reason. Nobody beats this chick. Nobody's beating her anytime soon. I don't think. She's 23-3. She's run through everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing here is that she's fighting Alexa Grasso, the young Mexican fighter. She's mostly a boxer, so she probably follows at SacredBoxing. That's for sure. Right. She's good, but I do not think she can beat Shevchenko. Like, I'm dying for someone to beat Shevchenko because I don't like it when a champion is too dominant. Like, I like it when there's changes,
Yeah.
But I just don't know that Grasso has the strength or the well-roundedness to beat her. She's on a 4-fight win streak herself. She's beat Viviane Araujo, Joanne Calderwood, Macy Barber, and Jeon Kim. Not the who's who of the division either. 3 of those are decisions.
3 are decisions.
3 of those last 4 wins are decisions. So it's tough.
Okay.
I would say the odds on this fight, I mean, I don't know the odds, but I'm going to bet that the odds for Shevchenko is like, you got to bet like probably $10,000 to win $1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, $1, right.
This is going to be a hard one. I really think Shevchenko takes this. That's a tough one for Grasso.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a tough fight. I didn't like that choice in booking. All right, let's get to Jones versus Gane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I pray to God you've heard of John Jones.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play the trailer. Here we go.
Perfect.
Being he's ever competed against. He's the GOAT.
The greatest mixed martial arts athlete we have ever seen.
What you see with John is unprecedented talent.
The youngest champion in UFC history.
Dominated everyone.
He took out generations of fighters, legend
Years of dominance.
This next chapter.
How long has it been?
Where I show the world how great I can possibly be.
How long has he been gone?
Coming back
Yeah.
to good
3
what's
years. But he's coming back at heavyweight.
Jones, the heavyweight debut,
Yeah, gotcha.
3 years in the making. Going up against Cyril Gahn for the undisputed heavyweight championship.
Cyril Gahn looking really stylish in his French attire.
Cyril Gahn has become one of the best heavyweights in MMA.
So dynamic, and that's what really sets him apart. You don't see that from heavyweight.
He's a problem for them all.
John Jones. Let's go.
Cyril Gahn and John Jones, I'm very interested in that fight. How does John perform at heavyweight? Can John close the distances? He is fast.
It's a
What
good
is the
trailer.
3 years off like? Is he better because he's fired up? Y'all must have forgot. You do not know what's going to happen until they step into that octagon. The greatest pound-for-pound fighter
March
of all
4th,
time.
pay-per-view.
But he has a very difficult task in front of him.
Back after
Dangerous
all of
man,
it.
Cyril Gahn.
This man's absolutely terrifying.
He has his eyes set on a heavyweight title.
The greatest flyweight champion in UFC history.
Here we go. Here, maybe I should have played this before, but there's your
She
Shevchenko.
is a straight-up assassin.
Alexa Grasso.
A serious title challenger.
She has all the tools to match up with Valentina Shevchenko. 2 championship fights.
Let's do it!
Damn.
I like it. That builds up excitement, man.
I know. Those trailers hype you up, right?
They do. They do.
They can take a girl who's got 3 decisions in the last 4 fights and still make it look like so exciting. You're like, holy
Right,
shit,
right.
this is going to be amazing.
They're gonna sell it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. John Jones returns after 3 years to face Cyril Gahn, who is 11-1.
Yeah.
His only loss, mind you, coming to, I believe, let me just make sure, his only loss was to Francis Ngannou.
Okay. I did. I
Right.
think I did see that fight.
Saw that one? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was the first time I got privy to Gone. So
To Gahn, yeah. Okay, so he's been around for a while. More decisions than I would like under the UFC banner. His last 2 wins were both knockouts, but then before that, 2 decisions, knockout, decision, submission. So, I mean, the question here is he? Well, I guess the question is, what does John Jones look like at heavyweight?
right. First thing that popped in my head when you said that he is coming back, but he's coming back at a different weight class. Mayweather always said, you get to a certain skill set, certain level, and weight classes don't exist anymore. I know that's, boxing and this is MMA, but, I think he has he's at the skill set level. It's hard to put down. So I'm sure he has put some work in, had a good training camp. He understands the risks. I've heard him talk many times. The mental is there, he's not brain damaged. So I think we're getting a cleaner version of him at heavyweight.
Yeah. Do you think that in the past with his drug issues, his performance-enhancing drug issues, do you think that might play into his mentality? Like, let's say he is clean now, and let's assume he's clean.
Right.
Do you think any part of him mentally is like, can I do this without the drugs?
That's always the crutch of, not having anything in your system, not having an important performance enhancement. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's hard to say because I can't speak from personal experience. I was always natural and clean myself, but to not have that could even be that substance advantage, and then getting back to a higher weight class. I think he's done everything. He's proved himself to be a astute, skilled fighter, and hopefully his rehab and psychology that he went through some of that to understand that this is the natural way of doing it. So
yeah, Yeah. I mean, it's the people around you that is a problem too. Like, I feel like with all the problems he's had with the law and with drugs and with all those things that he's had, obviously you've got bad people around you. Like, I really believe that. I feel like, he's got the bad friends around him, the bad, people whispering in his ear, the things to do.
Right.
So were you able to get rid of all that?
Right.
Were you able to really sit down and clean up and go, okay, I'm going to dedicate myself to this. I think if the UFC wants anything in this world, it's that they want John Jones to win. You know what I mean? They are going to turn the air conditioning off in Gunn's locker room. They're gonna friggin' give him shoes that are too small for the walkout. Right. They're gonna fuck anything the UFC can do to throw Gunn off his game. Yeah. Right? I mean, they'll put his instructions in a different language. Like anything to get this guy off. There's no way they want Gunn to win.
Right.
And I think for that fact, I think Jones wins. I think there's going to be so many psychological warfare shit going on. Yeah. By everybody involved.
Right. Right.
That Gunn's plane will be late. His taxi's going to run out of gas. Like every single thing possible is going to happen to ruin him.
Right.
There's no way. I feel like the Cinderella story. There's a lot of people that hate John Jones, mind you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much on that bandwagon too. Like, I do not like this dude as a person. Mm-hmm. But the Cinderella story is that he comes back and wins in dominant fashion and gets the title. And
I hear it. I like that. Your stance on it. It makes sense. You're not a fan of the person, but you understand the business side of it, the aesthetics, and what has to happen the night of the fight in order for his legacy and his competitive spirit to keep fighting. So there is more to lose by him losing for the UFC,
for the organization, the fans, the title, like everything. Right. It would be crazy. So, okay, that's our picks. I mean, I feel like if you look down the road, I feel like this is a very favorite heavy card. Like, I don't think we picked, aside from the Gamrot, which maybe he's the favorite. I don't even know. I mean, he's ranked a little bit higher than Tarantula, but I feel like we're going all favorites down this card.
I see what you're saying. Yep. All A-side. Yeah. And then that one fight being 50-50.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And like the heavy favorites, I feel like these are heavy favorites. The only way you're winning money on this card is if you're doing like a parlay or you're picking rounds and, specific finishes. Like you're not making money on this one. I don't know. Are you a betting man? Do you bet on cards at all?
I don't. I attempted to one time and I didn't get very far in the process of putting money in and all that whole thing. So.
Okay. Yeah, I won good money on the last UFC card. I made some good money. I did a 4-way parlay and it came in on me. I was like, oh, that's a good one. I don't bet a lot, but I'll bet like big odds, to like 5 times your money or whatever. All right, man. So that is the end of this podcast. Like I said, this is going to be a short one because for these 2 weeks, we're doing just fight card predictions. You're going to join me for the next podcast. And aside from that, when I come back, with live guests and whatever, I do hope that you come and join me back one week and we can just focus in on you as a person and who the hell you are and all your backstory and everything, man. And what you're doing with coaching, because you're coaching people now, right?
For sure. Yep. And I'm doing some coaching in some MMA gyms, and I'm trying to transcend into those areas where boxing can kind of serve a little bit more versus just focusing on boxing. But I'm definitely up for it.
All right, man. Thanks so much. And guys, always follow and subscribe to us, Fight and Sight Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, and on Instagram. And of course, follow our good friend Jared over at SacredBoxing. Again, everything's going to be in the show notes. Check us out. Tell your friends. That's how we grow. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, Jared.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Have a good one, buddy. See ya.
Likewise.